effort so as to address the crime and criminality, particularly the gang culture, the young people breaking down, of course, borderline issues, and of course addressing some of the more recent phenomena such as, of course, what is called home invasion, etc., etc. So it's quite a lot of work to be done, but of course I am very confident in the community. I believe in the resilience of the community. I believe in the spirit of the community. But Deputy Political Leader, I believe, we believe in the resilience of the community, and we believe that the transformation can take place, but it must take place with us. This problem of communities such as these grassroots communities and what the police may identify as crime hotspots, if you want to call it that, really and truly requires the collective efforts of the community, by the community, and for the community. Is on that principle we have, of course, engaged, and I have been engaging, of course, in these communities all of my adult life, and of course I continue so to do, even when I am a much more senior individual. I don't put it that way. But that being as it may, I want to tell you as well that without these kinds of interventions, let me repeat, without these kinds of intervention, I tell you, because all kinds of things have been tried. But when the community takes charge of its responsibility, when the community takes charge of its destiny, when the community recognizes that it is on itself that the success or the failure of the community relies and rests, and then of course you will have nothing more but upward and forward strides, and that is what this is all about. So this facility, just to be brief, we have already registered some 400 persons. It is designed not only for employment, but we also are looking at welfare assistance, and we will be tapping into, of course, what the government has to offer with respect to that, as well as NGOs and other entities that will assist us in that regard. I want at this point in time to pay special tribute to the British High Commission, because they have already signaled their intention not only to work with us, but also to provide some resources, etc. And I want to tell you, all of the equipment you're seeing here is as a result of businessmen such as Mr. Singh and others, who incidentally is a active member of LOC. But of course, the business community has taken responsibility. They have taken up the gauntlet. They have taken up the challenge, and as a consequence, we are here today. This building, for example, the entire building belongs to us. And of course, the Army came sometime of 14 engineering for during the last administration, of course, and you'll see it is still the way that we met it, but that's because the last administration was in office. But now we have a different administration. We expect that the transformation and the plans that we have for the building, both upstairs and downstairs, certainly would materialize, but all in the interest of the transforming of the community called East Portersville, Laventille, Laventille, the Cedars, Belmont, etc. Taliban, Belmont, otherwise I'll be offending the former candidate. Alright, so these are some of the events immediately after the minister will give his address. We will then proceed just a simple exercise, and then of course we will have to preempt the program simply because of the imperative that they have of course found themselves in to attend, simply because of the work of nature, or some say some other intervention. Whether that is so or not, the fact is that, as the minister rightly said, he is prepared and they are prepared, of course, to do what is required in order to alleviate the sufferings and the pain and the ache and the agony that such tragedies can be delivered on the people that are affected, particularly not in these parts. And I want to commend the government, because in these parts normally some key normally would flood, but we observe that in spite of all of the inclemency of the weather and the downpour, that has not occurred, at least as yet. So let me talk too fast. But the fact is, that just about 3, 4, 5 months ago, you would have had, of course, such a sea, such a pool of water that, of course, that would have made it impossible. So, without further ado, let me call on the minister to give his address, and then, of course, we will proceed to cut the ribbon and we will call it. And even the rest of us will remain because we have some refreshments and so that we want to do. I expected the other minister to be here and Roberts, but of course that could not be possible. Obviously, I'm sure that the minister will tell you why, but of course that does not take away what we would have wanted to speak with him privately and what we will hand him privately after this exercise. So without further ado, Minister.
Thank you very much. Thank you, LENNOX, for inviting us. And I, first of all, would like to apologize that we have to shorten our attendance here. But there's a lot going on in the country because of the weather, and that's why Minister Roberts couldn't be here. We are trying our best to keep on top of the situation, and I think we're getting there, but it requires us being in as many places as possible. I want to, first of all, bring greetings from the Honorable Prime Minister.
I'm here since 1990, together and sing with the food, my business. So I'm known by every household, but that's good. I want to thank you, Mr. Alexander, for what you just said. What is the move with us? This conflict, you can see the hardest. It's more dilapidated. It's the strongest hold, and yet it's the worst. It's the worst they are going to receive from our government as the party and the rally. Right? And the way they treat them, I mean, we're going to turn over that completely with your confidence and your assurance. And I want to thank you all for that. For when UNC government are going to come, imagine, we're not going to the opposite team. I wanted to work the hardest in that area that they don't consider. You understand? They never help this area, and this is the area. This is the area, so who will? So we want to, you understand? So we want to thank UNC and Ms. Kamala for that promise, and she said she'll keep her promise to us. Amen. I thank you very much.
I don't think he was taken, This wasn't on.
Oh, it stopped. That enough.
I started back with you.
Good morning.
Friday, 13th June 2025. Address by Mr. LENNOX SMITH on the occasion of the formal opening of the MLS Empowerment Resource Center, Employment and Resource Facility. Honorable Ministers in the Ministry of Housing, Mr. Anil Roberts, Mr. Philip Alexander, members of the community, leaders, the business community, the youths of the area, and stakeholders all, a pleasant good morning and welcome to the formal opening of MLS Empowerment Resource Center, Employment and Resource Facility. I would like to thank the ministers for responding to our invitation to cut the ribbon. It must be noted that this facility, for us, represents a major shift and focus on social, economic, and infrastructural interventions by the residents and for the residents. We believe that true and sustainable development and human capacity improvement rest in the hands of citizens. We also recognize the facilitatory role of government and state entities. After all, it is accepted and understood that government must generate the policy, technical and specialized ecology to better the lives of the citizenry. The cumulative consequence of this cooperative relationship tantamount to improved quality of life and standard of living. Moreover, and most importantly, is equitable prosperity, peace and security. This facility is designed to support this symbiotic relationship between citizens and a government that is people-centered, acting in the best interest of the nation. This center, therefore, offers the following free-of-charge services. 1. Bringing potential employees with that of employers via a database mechanism. 2. Provide rudimentary training in preparation for job interviews and ancillary requirements. 3. Access and direct clients and residents to welfare services, once qualified. 4. Provide entrepreneurial and business capacity building for those who are so inclined. 5. Deliver counseling and conflict resolution interventions. 6. Act as an advocate for community concerns relating to infrastructure, housing, utilities, health, education, sport, environmental improvement, etc. In short, our effort is multifaceted and multidimensional to facilitate positive development and reduce criminal behaviors, gang warfare and reduction, while promoting all-round improvement in the targeted communities. We believe that the negative social issues cannot be solved by law enforcement only. It requires a collective sincere effort on the part of all stakeholders. Once again, on behalf of all of us, we thank both ministers for attending and formally opening this facility. Thank you. LENNOX SMITH, Director, MLS Empowerment Resource Center.